What's going on, guys? Bel Air here. We are on Hoxer Point of View for today's video as we watch a pretty defining victory for Hoxer in Game 7 of the quarterfinals Open Qualifier 5 against Dignitas. This was an important game, an important series, because these teams were both still trying to vie for an opportunity at the upcoming major. And especially after Space Station Gaming missed out on the first major, this was a series that they really needed, as a good Hoxer 50 in transition is going to open up a path for Chicago to put them on the board early. This series goes 7, as we see. We're on Champions Field. And in Game 6, the series really was back and forth. In Game 6, we had a 4+ minute overtime that ended up going to Dignitas. Space Station Gaming call their timeout, and this is the result of that timeout and how they are in a Game 7 here. I was interested to watch this because I've seen some Space Station Gaming series over the course of this season, especially in the split, and I've been a little unimpressed by Hoxer. I know that he is a longtime veteran of North American RLCS, and some people were surprised by him getting the call up to the quote-unquote to a big league team in Space Station Gaming last season, but that move paid dividends as he was very impressive alongside LJ, especially at last season's World Championship, where Hoxer led that event in assists per game. He was almost at 0.8 per game. That helped LJ get up to be the only player who was above a goal per game over the course of that event. And I had felt like Hoxer was the main reason that SSG were able to cruise through the wild card to a 3-1 to make it to the group stages. And then he was pretty big in the group stages, but by that point we kind of handed over the keys to LJ, who was just awesome. He had the highest rating in that event, and if they would have made it deeper into the tournament, I think that LJ would have been more talked about over the course of the offseason. But LJ is really one of those players who deserves his own video. The discourse on him is always that he's a great player, but I think there's a couple players that you get to before you get to him on the best in the world list, and that's mostly due to inconsistency. And inconsistency is something that you have to battle against, especially at international play. So this Space Station Gaming team, they brought on Chicago, who replaced Arsenal, so another veteran presence. Hoxer has been at the highest levels before, and it's really just going to be about how this team is able to gel and click. Over the course of this season, Hoxer has a top 15 between North America and Europe, a top 15 assists per game number, which is pretty great. I don't think the struggle really has been for Space Station offensively. It's more been about, on the offensive end, it has been about their finishing ability. They're able to create good looks in big moments, but commonly when they have not made it over the hump in big series that will make or break their ranking, or in Major 1 their ability to make it to the major, it was just their finishing. You know, a lot of crossbar and out stuff, not being able to find each other in big moments in the box and things like that. And then defense is something that teams can always look to improve upon. But I think it's important to see what teams like this are made of in Game 7s like this, especially with all the pressure on. If they lose this series, it would have significantly reduced their abilities to make a major. So we got a minute left. Let's watch a little bit and see how they were able to get themselves over the hump. Pressure is starting to build for Dignitas. They're going to need to get something on the board here. They still have a minute, so you don't need to panic. But they are down 2-0. And this is just going to be a situation where SSG are looking to stall out. We see Hoxer staying wide of the play. Stizzy's trying to do something by himself. No teammates there to follow it up. Hoxer's going to knock one out, and then the double commit between him and LJ, just to ensure that Arsenal was not able to create anything. This one's going to get popped up. Stizzy's looking to follow. That was a really heavy first touch for him. Trying to go solo, which is kind of like what you see from young NBA players, where it's like, all right, we need a bucket. I'm going to force it myself, as opposed to trying to take your time, maybe find a teammate, set something up, just looking to take it by himself. And that is a massive feat by Hoxer to probably put the dagger on this game. Very interested to see how this team is going to look at the upcoming London Major. Our first look at them this season at international play. I think that they are in a position to impress. We saw Hoxer and LJ look incredible at that World Championship the last time that they were on a LAN, and Chicago is somebody who just a couple of seasons ago made it to the grand finals of a World Championship. So this team definitely has the pedigree to impress at the international stage. I'm sure, as with a lot of things, it's going to ultimately come down to matchups. But where do you see this team within the context of the wider picture for this event? Do you think SSG have a legitimate chance to contend for raising the trophy in London? Or do you think they're just one of the many teams that will make this event quite competitive without necessarily having a good bite at the proverbial apple to win this thing? Let me know in the comments below, guys. Thank you so much, as always, for taking the time to watch, and until next time, take it easy.